So I took a Porsche along to Cars and Coffee, then got so distracted I completely forgot to take any video of it. Ah, look at this, my first real car. Who doesn't dream of owning an original Mini Cooper S with a 1275, a hot cam and a side draft Weber? Maybe the guy who owns the Giacottolo with a 5-litre Walkinshaw V8 amidships. If you'd like, you can check out a separate video I made about that car, one of only 15 ever made. Ah, so much eye candy. But the next one that really stood out was this grey VDub. Let's go find the owner. Alan, how do you do?
Good, hi.
Yeah, what a beautiful car.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, 1961.
Yep.
Karmann gear. Yeah. So originally powder blue, and I bought it sight unseen from a Unique Car magazine actually. And then the work started in about 2004. I've got 3 sons, so we stripped it, just stripped the shell, photographed everything. And then we found out what the problems were with it. You know,
and there were a lot of them?
Oh, a lot of rust that we didn't expect because it was going to be a small project. And so once I saw the rust after having it acid dipped, I had to work out which way to go. And I decided I wanted to build a car that I wanted. I've never had anyone say they're upset about what I've done to it because, you know, the traditionalists might say that. I think most people appreciate the work and I've tried to keep it so it looks original. You know, there's a lot of work done that people can't see. And
so it's a 20-year project?
Close on, yeah. I've got it finally on the road in 2018. I'm still doing minor things to it, like the last thing I did was change the exhaust. It's got twin mufflers and I got rid of one of them to make it sound a bit more beefy. It's a 2.2 litre engine with 48 IDA Webers and it's got an SPG crank in it, which is really, really hard to get there, very old school. It was not built for racing, it was built for more torque and driving. So it is super reliable. The thing just hums. Would happily put my wife in a car and say go to Perth. It's perfectly tuned and runs really well. And my big drama at the moment is who am I going to use to do the servicing on it. So,
what sort of power does it put out?
It's probably only about 140 horsepower. But the car only weighs 850 something kilos. Yeah. So I mean, it's super light. So
that's cool.
Yeah, they go very well.
And you just take it for cruises and car shows?
I do. It's mainly. I take it at any time I want. Yeah, the potholes get it, but it handles better than my Audi I've got, over speed humps especially. And the thing handles like it's on rails because I've done a lot of work to the suspension.
Big brakes too.
It's got the big brakes. The rear has been narrowed 1.5 inches either side, and it's got a 6-point CAFA bar system in the back. The front is very custom. It's Mendiola out of America with Fox racing shocks on it, and that was a lot of work to fit. You know, their brochure says a weekend with 2 guys at home doing it. No, it was full on 2 mechanics for a week to fit it, to get it to work. I've only ever been able to really push it once, and it was out of Sydney, and then I realised how well it did handle. But you don't notice it, so stock suspension would probably be as good, you know, around the streets here. Yeah.
I believe when you were first looking to buy it, it was this or a 356.
It was, yeah. My wife made the decision for me though.
Because this was cheaper?
Yeah, it was cheaper.
The Porsche was expensive.
Yeah, the Porsche was another 10 grand more.
Yeah.
When you go back to 2001 when I was looking, yeah, they were only, you know, in the 25s and under 30,000 for a 356.
Yep.
And I paid 15 for this. And then probably spent 6 figures on it. So I think a Porsche would have been cheaper. But yeah.
But the Porsche wouldn't have been game to play with. You would have had to keep it standard.
That's true, yeah. But it's no, it's been a labour of love. But once you go that custom route, you know, you've got no option. You just got to keep going. And everything I've done is as I want. You know, I custom designed and built the rain tray, and you can see that at the back. Because I've driven Beetles where people raise a rear deck lid, which is, you know, they think they're doing the right thing, and it's the worst thing in the world. Once rain gets in and around the bottoms of the stacks of the Weber stacks, it just completely destroys the inside of the Webers, and you don't realise until it's too late. And it doesn't help with cooling anyway. So I've got coolers mounted at the front of this. People don't even know unless they get down and look.
It's a beautiful car. What's the colour?
It's Indium grey. It's a Mercedes colour because certain colours you need to, you got to pick up the shape of it's got very sexy shape.
Yeah, it does.
And you just needed a certain colour to pick up those curves on it. Yeah. So the dash took a lot of work because I didn't want to cut it up, but I wanted instruments. So the dash is actually, the bottom part of the dash is actually out of a 1957 Beetle, and all I used was the old radio section, and we welded it on, and then I fitted the 3 gauges. So most people think it's original, and it's not. I also fitted the radio, but then decided I didn't want to chop up the interior, which is my design, with putting speakers in. So I've got the bass box in there.
I saw that.
That's a nice way to do it. That was a good way of doing it, and it puts out really good sound, so I'm happy with that. Labour of love, definitely, and my wife said I polish it up too much, but anyway, got nothing else to do.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, what's next? Oh, what a beautiful Mark II Jag. Just like Mum used to drive. I reckon that would have to belong to that gentleman over there with the dashing moustache. So, I'm Stu.
Yeah, my name's John Evans. Yeah,
John,
yeah.
nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And this is your Mark II Jag.
My beautiful Mark II Jag 3.4 manual overdrive. Yes, fantastic.
And how long have you had it?
I've only had it 3 years, but I fell in love with these when I was about 16 years old. I had another car that I did for a nut and bolt restore on, and I said I'd never ever do it again. So when I found this one, it had the paintwork was done, the interior, and all the chrome has been done on it, but I don't think a spanner was laid on it. Okay. So as soon as I got it, I immediately have to start spending money on the mechanicals, which is fine. I don't mind spending money on my motor car. Wouldn't go in hot weather, and found out it had a blown head gasket, and of course I had a fantastic mechanic I've got now. Mm-hmm. He said, well, we'll take the engine and gearbox out, because that's the easiest way to get to the head bolts. And while that's out, why don't we rebuild the engine? So the engine was shuffled off to Queensland to be rebuilt. Carburetors went somewhere else, the gearbox went somewhere else, radio went somewhere else, and put the whole thing back together again. It's just starts up first time, so there's nothing to be done. Oh, touch wood.
Yeah. And it's manual as well.
Manual.
They're fairly uncommon. It's an English car originally, this one?
English, yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. So it's a 4-speed overdrive with secret mesh on first, so it's still the original Moss gearbox, which was introduced in the later models. It's beautiful to drive.
And where do you drive it? How far do you go?
I don't like driving long distances, only because it's an old car. Just locally, up the old Pacific Highway, just quietly.
Just your cruisers?
Just a cruiser.
Perfect.
And it's just a beautiful car to drive.
Excellent.
Yeah.
John, that's fantastic. Thank you for showing it to me.
Thank you.
I do have a soft spot for these cars, as I mentioned. It's the first car where I sat on my dad's knee, and he said, you have a drive.
You drive it, that's
out in the country somewhere.
Yeah.
But that was an automatic, so it was a bit easier. So.
Well, your feet didn't touch the pedals.
Exactly. I was about 6 years old, so yeah. It's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing it to us.
Thanks, Stuart. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Are you still here?
Oh, hello, yes.
You've been here since 7 o'clock.
Oh, too early, yes.
So you know Mark Williamson?
I know Mark Williamson.
Everybody knows Mark Williamson.
Absolutely, and if Mark, you get to see this, mate.
Is this guy? There he is.
Yeah, long time.
Joe,
I
want to ask you about what kind of car is this again? It's one of these things.
It's actually a Porsche.
It's a Porsche.
It's a Porsche 911S, 1974.
It looks pretty standard, except for that ignition system.
Yes.
So tell us what you've done to it. And how long have you had it, did you say?
38 years. I've had it longer than my wife.
It's your...
We've been married for 30.
Can I put that on the video?
You can indeed, mate. You can indeed. She doesn't. Look, when I first got the car initially, back in the 80s, I wanted to play with the big boys, super sprinting and all that sort of stuff, but I couldn't afford carburation at the time. So we did the suspension work, which made a huge difference to the car. So we went from a car that felt overpowered to a car that was underpowered when we did the suspension work. And that made a huge difference on the track.
What is the suspension? What have you done?
What we did, we replaced the torsion bar. We went to a turbo torsion bar. We went to adjustable conies and adjustable rear spring plates. So we had the car corner weighted, and it made a massive difference to the car.
Wow.
So years later, when I had a little bit of cash, a little bit of coin in the pocket, I thought, okay, time to do it. Wow. We rebuilt the motor, and these are PMOs, 43 mil PMOs.
A 3 litre?
2.7.
2.7.
2.7,
okay.
And a Haltech 750 Elite is managing the fuel system now. Fantastic cold start, hot starts, it doesn't matter, it just starts.
Okay.
Yeah, brilliant.
And you've got air conditioning?
As you can see. It works, but not very effective, right?
When did air conditioning ever work on an air-cooled 911?
Exactly, yeah. As I said, it does actually work, but not very efficient.
Okay.
I did the interior just a few years back. I had it in storage actually, because I had it in storage for about 10 to 12 years. When I took the cover off it, I noticed that some of the seat had actually perished. I had a big hole over the years, just dried up. So lo and behold, I found that the original OEM fabric still available from Germany.
Wow.
40 years later, it's still available. So yes, I did all the interior again.
I can see it gives you a lot of joy.
Yeah, it does.
And you drive it.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's for, right? I'm over the stone chips anymore.
And put mirrors under it and just look at it.
No. Look, when I first got it, yes, I was kit and gloves. We did concourses and everything else. And I thought, well, I'm not really enjoying the car. And that's when I started tracking it through the car club. Yeah.
Right, well, thank you for showing it to us,
pleasure,
Joe.
mate. And when you see Mark, please give my regards.
You've just done it yourself.
Mate, I've still got your number. I'll give you a call.
Anyway, then I was just strolling around and I got recognised for the second time. Ah, the price of fame. Come and have a look at my car, he said. Okay. What's your name?
My name's Danny. Hi everyone.
Hi, Danny.
This is a Celica GT4, not many of them around.
No.
And come and have a look at this. You'll love this.
Oh my goodness. Do you like your music loud, do you?
No, I bought this car off the internet, sight unseen.
Yep.
So I took a gamble. I think it paid off. Someone's spent a lot of money on this car and I am reaping the rewards of it. Oh. It's not the original colour. The interior is
manual and 3 tidy. Ooh,
yeah, it's got
leather.
That's not original. Someone's redone it in leather. They've put a Haltech computer on it. Yeah, the motor's the original Toyota / Yamaha. Not many people know, but the Yamaha was involved in the development of this motor. It's a Garrett turbo. It's been replaced. Yes.
Goes all right?
It goes nicely. It's not crazy. I mean, in today's standards, it's but it's a fun car. It's very engaging to drive, and that's what I like about it.
All-wheel drive as well.
All-wheel drive. That's right.
Fantastic. Righto. Thanks for showing us the purple people eater.
Yeah. No. I hope you enjoyed it.
It's cool. Not a Group A, is it?
No, it's not a Group A. No.
Nonetheless.
Yeah. So something different for you?
Yeah, it's cool. Thanks, Danny. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, too. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Never seen one before in the flesh. A Volkswagen SP2 sports car. And look, we really must review some modern Aussie muscle cars too. This, for example, and maybe a club sport. You cannot go past a Ford GT40. They always attract a crowd. And this one I know is special. The owner built everything on this car. Linda, hi.
Yeah, hi.
And is this your GT40?
Well, it is.
It is, there we go, that's the correct answer. And you let him take it out sometimes and he
Definitely.
drives you and you get chauffeured round?
I get to drive.
Oh, you drive?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
So tell me about it.
Took him 11 years to build it. He finished it in 2011. Aluminium body, so
I
awesome.
can see that, it all brushed
He
out.
made all the parts, everything.
Did he? He's a fairly industrious kind of guy, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Stuart.
Jim, yeah.
How do you do, Jim? I'm told it's your car, but it's actually Linda's car, isn't it?
She's like she's PR, yeah. She's learned enough about it that, but I enjoy that. I see her, I was in the queue getting a coffee, I could see her over there doing the whole spiel. It was quite neat, yeah. Working the crowd, yeah.
She says, I let him drive it occasionally.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. No, she loves it. She loves it, yeah.
And it's got air conditioning.
It has, yeah. Look, the windows rake back, so you get a lot of sun in the cockpit, and the sun's up to your chin. So in the summer, if you want to enjoy it, you got to. Yeah, we're getting older.
Nice.
So yeah.
And it's highly unusual because it's sort of brushed aluminium.
Yeah, well, I was going to paint the car, and then a friend who was a panel beater, he said, "Oh, you can't paint this," and I said, "Oh, it's got work marks in it," and because I was just going to put some filler in here and there, and he said, "No," he said, "That's what they should look like." He said, 1960s race car, it's got to have that bit of hammered look to it. So I ended up, and you know, it's been fantastic because you get marks and dents and things like that. It doesn't go to the paint shop. I just knock them out, clean it up, hit it with a file and Scotch-Brite it, and then that's it. We're done. Let's go for a drive. So there's no torture of taking to a paint shop and hoping they're going to do it right.
Yeah. Oh, I got a stone chip. Oh no, take it back.
And they get heavily chipped around the nose and the entries into ducts.
Show us around the car. What's the motor? It's a Coyote, or what's the?
It's actually the Coyote family. They call it a modular, and it's very much the same family. It's a 4.6 litre, not a 5.
Yep.
All alloy block, and I bought that in from America. It was in a Mustang, so I fundamentally haven't really done that much to it. We've got throttle bodies. It's dry sumped, and basically that's about it. And the pipes, obviously. But it's such a strong, torquey motor. It's really nice, drivable, usable car.
Injected?
And,
it's an injection of some kind.
Injection, yeah.
Electronic injection. Or
Yeah,
mechanical?
it's electronic. Yeah. So and it works great. It's fantastic, ultra reliable.
Fairly quiet with all those mufflers.
It's actually not too bad. When you're just driving and cruising, it's fine. It gets a hum to it if you load it up. But when you get on it, it sounds fantastic. Like, it just sounds absolutely fantastic.
I'd love to hear it started up. That's really quiet at idle. That's totally,
At islets,
totally
it's
practical.
yeah, and it makes it good because you can use it. You know, like I don't
Neighbours don't
want
complain.
it boring away in the back of your head because you're on top of the motor.
It's a really lovely GT40, Jim.
Yeah, I love it, and I like the era that I've tried to find. You know, I don't want this modern look about it. I like historic cars, so I want that look. You go to 18-inch wheels with low-profile tyres, and you put a little bit of a chin spoiler or some aero on it, and it looks modern.
Yeah.
You know, they look modern, and I wasn't chasing that at all. They are very small, and you don't realise how small they are. Like, you go to the racetrack, and you'll have a WRX parked next to it, and it looks
giant.
dwarfed. Yeah. You don't get that sense of scale when you see it on movies and things like that. Yeah.
It's fantastic. Thanks for showing it to us, Jim.
Absolutely.
Terrific.
Yeah, good to speak to you.
You can look them online, look up Newlon GT40.
Okay.
There's a video of him and he talks to you about the car.
Okay.
He explains everything.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, I was going to go home, but I was thinking we'd go for a drive now. You can't just do this short run in it. You got to enjoy the moment, you know.
That's what the viewers like to know.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yep.
You know what you're doing there, Linda, don't you?
Yes, I do. I've done it many times.
I love this weathered look golf.
Yeah, he did that all himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the knockoff wheels. Hey, so thank you for hanging out with me today. If you're new to the channel, Mark and I spend our time not just by admiring cool cars, but by driving them, briskly. You cannot review a car by standing next to it reading the spec sheet. So please have a look around the channel. Here's the link up above, and I'm pretty sure you'll find something to suit your motoring taste. Thanks for watching. See you next time. See you later.